Good evening, everybody. And on behalf of My Retired Life Foundation, we extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. Today, we have an exciting program and a wonderful speaker with us. Today's program, is it NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, for solving the senior citizen issues and problems. Neuro-Linguistic Program is essentially a psychological and human resources tool, which is used for various interpersonal issues, problems, improving performance, and so on and so forth. This is a very, very interesting tool and very, very important tool. And to talk on this particular topic with reference to the problems of the senior citizens, issues to the senior citizen, we have with us an outstanding speaker with us, Dr. Keshav Nandi, Dr. K.K. Nandi. Dr. K.K. Nandi happens to be an HR professional. He worked in corporate sector in a very, very senior position. He retired as a CEO of a company. And then he shifted to academics. Of course, previously also he was in academics, but that was partially. Now he has shifted full-time to the academics and he has become the professor of the human resources management in the Narsimoji Deemed University in the Kargar campus. And Dr. Nandeep, welcome to you. On behalf of My Retired Foundation, we extend a hearty welcome and look forward to hearing from you. Sir, the floor is open to you. Yeah, Dr. Nandeep.
Yeah. Sir, thank you very much for your kind words. And during my corporate career also, I have been an academician. The credit goes to Sengupta sir. He has been like an elder brother, a mentor to me all the time. So I'm very grateful to him for little bit of achievement, whatever I've achieved. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for kindly inviting me for today's talk. And I'll try to make it as enlightening and as lively as possible. And since I am also a senior citizen, I think we will understand each other very well. And you are free to ask as many questions as possible. As sir has told me in the beginning, I think yesterday he told me that there will be a good question and answer session. I was very excited because I found that every question you ask, then it opens one frontier for me to learn a new area. And since I have been talking on this subject in India and abroad many times, so I hope I'll be able to answer all your questions, right? So friends, the little introduction that Sengupta sir has given to neuro-linguistic programming is that it is a very powerful management tool, which if used properly, then it can give you tremendous success as it had given me to move to the topmost position in the corporates. Okay. And not only that, it made me a very good, I should say with some little bit of distinction, a good motivational speaker. Okay, motivational speaker. And I have spoken extensively across the globe, and many of my lectures are in the YouTube, which possibly in case you want, you can also visit. And the most popular ones are basically from the application of NLP to different areas. I have tried NLP for different management areas, like mostly in marketing, then in HR, of course, and in interpersonal relations, these and that. Yeah, I have tried, and very successfully. And outside also, in many areas, they have worked wonders. Like I must have conducted at least 10 or 12 programs for senior citizens. And there also, the response has been very good, and I got a lot of feedback that it has helped them tremendously. So having said that, let us start. Now, friends, what is neuro-linguistic programming? So neuro-linguistic and programming, all three words are very loaded words. I'll very briefly tell you. Then we will come straight to the, senior citizens issues in the present time and how to solve them through NLP. But first, little bit of understanding of NLP is needed so that you try to relate it better. So when we say neuro, you know that neuro basically deals with the neurological, our neurological system comprises of billions and billions of dot-like substances called neurons. And each and every neuron is a sort of repository for certain experience. Like, and from that experience, that neuron prompts the subconscious to be prepared accordingly to behave in a particular fashion in a particular time. If I give you an example, you will know that suppose a girl who, after getting into the train, local train, possibly had a very unpleasant experience with a bald-headed person. Yeah, I am also bald-headed, so with all due excuses, suppose she had a bad experience with a bald-headed person. So what is happening is that maybe the baldy, he was trying to come very close to her, trying to be able to praise with her or whatever. So the neuron has recorded that bald-headed people cannot be trusted, they are bad, right? So the neuron has now prompted the subconscious to record that in future you should be distrustful of the bald-headed people, right? Now next time, suppose the same girl gets into a train and there is a very innocent looking taklu person is there. This girl is maintaining distance, trying to maintain distance from the girl, from that bald-headed person, baldy, and that baldy, being very innocent, is not able to understand why this girl is avoiding me. What is the problem with her? Though he is feeling reluctant to ask this question. Okay, then possibly after some time, itna sanjog hota hai कि the same girl possibly meets with an accident and is lying by the side of the road, and this bald-headed fellow who was having all doubt as to why this lady is avoiding me, he was passing by and he finds the girl badly injured after the accident. He picks her up, takes to the hospital, then tends her with the doctor, then a cup of hot milk, maybe chocolate, this and that, and then buys all the medicine and drops her home. And while dropping at home, that time again the same neuron which was coded at Baldy's cannot be trusted has got now reframed. That is what we will be talking now. Okay, reframing of the subconscious. It has got now reframed that no. All Baldys are not bad. Some can be very good like this. And not be surprised if one day both of them, they fall in love and get married. Okay. So that time the subconscious is totally reframed to believe that all girls should marry only bald-headed people because they are excellent people, they are very good. So just you see how the tangential turn of reframing of subconscious takes place from very bad, then maybe good, then extremely good. So that is how, what I'm trying to tell you, friends, is that your subconscious can be reframed. It can be reframed, and I'll relate it to as to how you should reframe. You, when I say you, sir, please include me. I am also a senior citizen. Yeah. So how we can reframe our subconscious, which is the call of the day, which is the call of the hour, rather, not day, call of the hour. That is one. Then next comes your linguistic. So when we say linguistics, many times, we believe that linguistic means language and language means communication. Yeah, that is true in management all the time, for nearly 40 years, I have practiced it. Okay, communication is a very powerful tool. Okay. But if I ask you, sir, what is the purpose of communication? Then you will always tell me that, this has to be conveyed, message has to be conveyed and all that. So important issue is that most of the time you come to the conclusion that somebody who speaks, who talks in Shakespearean English, good English, mellifluous English, must be a good communicator. Okay, and that is the tragedy. That is the tragedy. You think so? Many times, without even uttering a word, the communication is much better, much faster. And you know, all of you, almost 90% of you must have been through the love marriage and how you communicated with your lady love through twinkle of the eyes, this and that, body language and all. You know, I don't want to repeat that. There suddenly you will feel that the role of language in communication is very minimal. Very minimal. In fact, all powerful messages are conveyed through body language. That is why in corporate also, in communication workshops, we used to train our managers as to how to communicate through body language, which will have much better impact than language. Because another problem of language is language uses words. And what are words? Words are symbols of your ideas, your feelings that is reverberating in your heart. Okay, and the problem with words is after repeated use, they lose their luster, they lose their significance. Okay, they lose their pointedness. Again, if I give you an example, you know, I clearly remember, when one of my friends, Srikant Chatterjee, while we are doing MA in English together in Ravenshaw College, where Netaji Subhash Bose had studied. And there, those days, you know, all of us will be very keen to talk to the girls in the class. Yeah, being very, very chivalric. I used to try my luck. So many people will be trying their luck, and still nobody will be succeeding. And the day somebody is able to talk to a girl, he has to give a party in the hostel in the evening, because it is a very big achievement, almost like having landed in Jupiter for the first time. So that was the scenario. This thing will make people of today's generation laugh, because they pick up mobile and talk to anybody under the sun, any girl. But it was not so during our days, and all of you know that. Yeah. And in that difficult time, my friend Srikant Chatterjee told one girl in the class, I don't want to name her because I do not know, maybe the recording she will see sometime and she will curse me. Nowadays it hardly matters. I will come to that point, who curses whom, who does not curse. These things hardly matter now. But still, I will not take her name. But important issue is that he mustered the courage and told her, I love you. I am on the word love, sir. I am on the word love, which, that created so much of magic in the campus that wherever you go to the playground, you go to the library, you go to the toilet, you go to kitchen, any place you go, you say, aaj na Srikant ne usko bol diya I love you. Okay, so there was so much of envy, there was so much of excitement in the air anywhere you go, because isne usko I love you bol diya. Now tell me today, if a boy comes and tells the girl I love you, what will be the response of the girl? I am in the college where a lot of girls are there, they may be going through it, and you may be knowing it also. What will be the response of the girl? The response of the girl, I have heard from them, and I knew it that they will respond like this, that अरे हाँ ठीक है तुमने तो I love you बोल दिया, आज तो सुबह से मेरे को 12 आदमी I love you बोल चुके हैं, 12 लड़का, तुम 13th हो. Absent-mindedly she will ask, what is that cutting edge with you? What is that extra with you? 12 लोग तो बोल चुके हैं, तुम 13 वाला आदमी हो, तो what is that cutting edge with you? Okay, and this boy will run away because he does not know what is the cutting edge he has got. Right? So that is how the word love has failed to create the magic that it used to create during your time and my time. So because the word has been so much used, so repeatedly used, आप कुत्ता बिल्ली चिड़िया सबको I love you बोलते बोलते love word का सत्यानाश हो चुका है, and it is not able to create the flutter and magic that it used to create in my days, in your days, right? So that is a problem with words. I am on words, sir. So words cannot convey the everything of your heart. So something of your heart it can convey, but everything minus something, that is the transmission loss if you are communicating through words. So necessarily you must know how to communicate more with body language than with words, and that is what always in corporates I have mentored my I have always mentored my colleagues and my juniors and all that. That is what. So now I have explained two. Third point is programming. So what is programming? Programming basically draws from Pavlov's theory of conditioning. Many of you must have read it in psychology, or if you are not very familiar, I will briefly tell you. Pavlov was the Polish psychologist. Okay, so he had propounded this theory. So we will fetch the dog at 12 o'clock every day. The dog will be moving around somewhere in the orchard in his house, and then he will fetch the dog, and then he will give him a piece of flesh at 12 o'clock, right? He will ring a bell, fetch the dog and give a piece of flesh. Next, this you will repeat for 1 month, every day ringing bell, bringing the dog and giving a piece of flesh. After 1 month, what he did, he just started ringing the bell. He did not fetch the dog. But hearing the sound of the bell, the dog came on its own. It came running and started looking for the place, and then Pavlov will give a piece of flesh, right? This will go on for another 1 month. Third month, he will ring the bell, the dog will come, but he will not give flesh. And when he will not give flesh, obviously, the dog will go mad. It will circle around Pavlov, okay? And the entire area around Pavlov started resembling like a river of saliva, because the dog was profusely salivating, looking for the piece of flesh which he was not getting. So it started profusely salivating. From this, he propounded the theory that if you practice something in your conscious mind over a period of time, then it does not remain in the conscious mind. It slowly sinks to the subconscious mind. And friends, I am telling, in this talk for the first time, I don't have time to describe the entire, psychological process. But important thing is that your subconscious actually decides what you are. And body is a slave of the subconscious mind. So the moment, it comes to the subconscious, then it settles in the subconscious and dictates the body. So the moment the dog's subconscious was programmed, that it will expect a piece of flesh, it dictated the body to profusely salivate, to profusely secrete saliva. That is how the mouth was salivating. Mouth is part of the body, but it is, as you see, it is controlled by the dictate of the subconscious. So from this, he propounded this, that in case you want to change your habit, in case you want to program your habit, or some habit you have got which you want to reprogram, then you can always do it through Pavlov's theory of conditioning by following the same precept and practicing in your conscious mind for a very long time, so that it gets into your subconscious and dictates your body. This is one which I did some time back in another university. Again, for the very senior people, they said that, sir, I said, what is your concern? Now, we all want to be young. We don't want to be old. Okay. Then I said, who says no to you? If Pavlov could do it with the dogs, then I can do it with you. From tomorrow, you please pick up. I'm telling all of you, sir, and I do it. I practice it myself. Huh? I never agree to the yet somebody calls me old man, then I say that the definition of old is when your body fails to keep the appointment fixed by the mind. When your body fails to keep the appointment fixed by the mind. But as far as I am concerned, my body is not failing to keep the appointment fixed by the mind. Why should you call me old? Try me, whether I can deliver like a young guy or not. Then they will run away. Then they will run away for cover. So nobody dares to call me an old man. So, my appearance, all of you will agree that I look like, yeah, that you can't help it. But what I'm telling is, in case that is one concern, I am addressing now concerns of the old people. I have first taken up this point that all of us want to remain young, and it is possible. If you pick up only 7 habits of the youngster, what your son is doing, what your grandson is doing. Now I have picked up my grandson. What he is doing, I am trying to do that. That is the behavioral modeling. That is a concept in NLP. That you try to model yourself on somebody else who is young. What he does, he gets up at 6 o'clock. Then immediately, he puts his gear and he runs for 8 kilometers every day or 6 kilometers every day. Then coming back, he does this, does that, this and that. He is jumping, thumping, dancing, singing, okay, merrymaking, everything. Please do it. Again, keep in your mind Pavlov's dog. Please do it for 1 month. And if next month you are also not jumping, thumping, and running 6 kilometers every month, then you catch hold of my ear and cut it. I have no problem. Because this is proved. This is proved. These are proven theories, sir. I am not telling something new. I am only copying what others have already done and celebrated so well. I want you to celebrate also. From tomorrow onwards, all of you should, at least 1 month after, if not from tomorrow, you should always, pick up the young men's habits and then try to practice this in your conscious mind for a period of minimum 6 months. And after that, it will go to your subconscious mind, and your body is a slave of the subconscious mind, and body will have no option but to follow it. Okay. So this is your concern. One I addressed as how to remain young always. Yeah. Then next point I'll take 5-6 points, whatever I feel that being old myself, which are matters of concern. But there may be some other points also. You can ask me after that, sir. So 5, 6, 1 I have already addressed. How most important one. Everybody wants to look very young. So look nahi, to behave young and perform young. Perform young. Yeah, right. Next is another important point of concern is the sense of uselessness. Okay, the sense of uselessness. The moment you are retired, suddenly somebody comes and tells you you have become useless, and you start feeling also. Telephones, they don't come. I have seen it myself also. So telephones which were about 100 or 100, and nowadays I find that maybe 5, 10 calls will come. Telephones will not come. Many people whom you have helped a lot, okay, they will not bother to wish you even on your birthday, in New Year, they will not bother. Then you will feel how to handle ingratitude. Like I have been responsible in giving job to many of the boys and girls. But the day, the girl gets married, never sends an invitation card, knowing fully well that in COVID time, this fellow cannot come. So what is the harm in sending the invitation card? These are very sound logic, that by inviting this fellow, he will not come in COVID time, I know. But then what is the problem? If I cannot send the card by post, at least by mail, I should invite. That also many of them will not do. Then this is the height of ingratitude. But how do you handle it? It hurts you, it hurts you, it hurt me also very well when it happened to me. It must be happening with all of you. People will try to turn away their face even if you are in a crowd. And sometimes in the crowd, you are dressing against them, but they will still turn away. But they have taken a lot of help from you. How do you tackle with that? Ingratitude, indifference of the people, and that is what. So that, again you program your subconscious mind. Then you will see this problem is solved. You program your subconscious mind that I have become old. Now, how does it matter to me? Whatever name, fame, and money, whatever I was to achieve, I have achieved during my days in the service. Okay, I am very well placed, and some of us possibly are so well placed that we can take care of 3 generations, not 2 generations. So, how does it matter? This fellow has to prove his life now, and he's in a hurry. So let us pity him. If he is avoiding me, it is okay. It is okay. Okay, right. Once you start rationalizing it like this and try to develop the type of sthita prajna, sthita prajna, like your relatives will come, they will not pay attention to you. They will pay attention to your son or daughter-in-law and all that, and they will say, "Hello, uncle, how are you? This is that," and matter gets over. Right. Even maybe your son and daughter-in-law, they are also finding that you are getting old. You do not command the type of social esteem that you are commanding earlier. So from everywhere you are getting the hit, but still you program your mind that मैं छोड़ने वाला नहीं हूँ. I'll still be a success. Please remember that you can prove yourself at any age. I have always been very deeply influenced by Colonel Sanders, the founder of what is that? Yeah, KFC. Colonel Sanders. I have kept a portrait of him, and if you go to KFC, many of you may be going. I'm sorry, those who are vegetarians, they get vegetarian food there also, but basically it is a chicken outlet. Yeah, in KFC, when you go, then what do you see? Have you ever thought about it? Who has not taken a clean shave as the logo of the company? Have you ever thought about it? I always tell my students, those who go to KFC, now for COVID times, maybe many of them are not. Otherwise, every week, many of them, they were going at least twice to KFC outlets. And then also I'll ask them that, can you answer me why they did not find anybody? They could have found out a very beautiful rose. They could have found out a beautiful lily, okay, a lotus or anything for the logo, or they would have designed some 3D logo. Why they have put an old unkempt bearded fellow as the logo? And who is that fellow? Believe me, almost 80% of them, they do not have any knowledge about who is Colonel Sanders, the founder of the company, and why he has put.
Sir, I have read about him.
Okay, you have read. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, but I am telling again, I must appreciate the type of curiosity you have, which the present day generation, they are gamma generation or delta generation, something like that. They say, many times I am not able to understand. But whatever be the latest generation, they do not bother. Okay, I asked them, have you seen Azim Premji putting his photo as logo of Wipro? Or Nada Murthy putting his photo as logo of Infosys? Then why this man has done? Can you dismiss him by saying that he was a madcap? He was a madcap. Actually, not so, sir. Not so, madam. He deliberately did it. He said that if I can start my life at 70, his story is slightly sad, but this is cycle of life. His third wife ran away with his first wife's son. Okay, these things happen there. Unfortunately or fortunately, they do not happen mostly in India. So it is difficult to relate, but in their country it happens. So his third wife, obviously, was very young. She was very young. And she ran away with the first wife's son, who was also quite young. So this fellow felt so humiliated, so badly his self-respect was broken that he said, I'll commit suicide. And then when all friends, they failed to dissuade him that don't commit suicide, he said, no, this is not worth living this life. I will not live now. Then they said, okay, if you have decided to commit suicide, we'll suggest that do something very funny and interesting. Then you commit suicide so that tomorrow your name comes in the front page in the newspaper and at least everybody will be very happy to read it. So what this man did, he went to the Kentucky forest, talked to the tribesmen there, that which are the roots, poisonous roots of plants. Then they pointed out these roots are poisonous, these roots are poisonous, like in the village. they will say this snake is poisonous when you know that almost 90% of the snakes are not poisonous. So they are poisonous. So most of the people, they die of snake bite, not because of the poison, but because their heart fell. So that is the medical truth. So here also, all these plants were not poisonous. So this man dug the roots and then he started grinding them. Then he prepared a paste, and that paste is smeared on the chicken and he roasted it. And then next day he went to Kentucky Square, and there he started freely distributing. His idea was that when people will eat, then it will taste so bitter that they will immediately come and do thuthu on him. They will spit on him. And when they do that, they will curse him. That time he will go naked and dance for 5 minutes. And then in the evening, he will commit suicide. And it would be very good, PR. Because friends have said that it should come in the newspaper next day, obviously it will come. That was his idea. But it did not happen. What happened was something that astounded him. What happened was that instead of people coming and spitting on him, they started hugging him and they said that we have never tasted such fantastic chicken in our life. Okay, we have never tasted such extremely tasty and fantastic chicken in our life. You are great, sir. You are great. Keep doing this great thing. Keep doing this great thing. After hearing this from about 1,000 people that please do keep doing this great thing and you are great, then again it went to his subconscious. That is what I am trying to relate between conscious and subconscious. When you repeat how it goes to the subconscious, then he decided not to commit suicide. And he said that I'll create a history. And with that recipe, he set up a good many outlets, KFC outlets, which started giving run for money to established outlets like McD. Okay. And that is how the man became very famous. His outlets become famous across the globe, everywhere across the globe. Now when his friend, he's still alive, by the way, he's 87 or 88. So when his friends remind him that why don't you commit suicide now at least? You have proven your point. He said, what was his response? His response was that, no, I am chasing a dream. I am chasing a dream now. So I cannot die. I will not die. So moral of the story is, when you chase a dream, then even death salutes you. And this dream can come to you. If to him it came at the age of 75, it can come to you, sir, at the age of 80. That means you can start your life afresh at 80. So what happens if you have lost your partners? There will be many friends who have lost their partner. There will be many friends who are childless. There will be many whose children, they have gone abroad. They don't bother about the old parents. How does it matter? If you can dream about creating some big thing and you can still do it. And when you are chasing your dream, believe me, friends, that there is no difference between right and wrong. You know very well that Columbus never wanted to discover America. He wanted to discover India. And he reached American shore by mistake. I'll not say mistake, it was a blunder. But his passion and conviction was so strong, they were so strong, that after reaching American shore, when he found a lot of red-looking guys are coming out, then he was so much convinced that he has reached India, he started calling them Red Indians. That is why Red Indians who have nothing to do with India, they are still being called Red Indians. The aborigines in America are still being called Red Indians just because a man called Columbus had committed the blunder of reaching the wrong place. Right? So what is the difference? My question to you is that but this blunder by Columbus, did it prevent his name from being written in golden letters in the annals of history? No. No, not at all. He would have been equally famous if he would have discovered India. So what is the difference between right and wrong? There is no difference. So you can dream big and chase your dream at any age. Right? So that is the second point. Third point is your depression. In old age, depression will come. Depression will come for so many reasons. And mostly it comes from the type of expectation you have of people, of the circumstances, of the situations. And when this does not materialize, then depression comes, right? And when you feel depressed, then, a lot of negative dynamics will come to you. And when the extreme dynamics comes, many will try to, go mad, or they will commit suicide. All these things may also happen. So why should you bother about it? What is there for you to prove this world? Nothing. You have proved already. Anybody who laughs at you, you say, I have proved, my dear friend. I am now waiting to see you, what you will prove. This is the answer I give to anybody. If somebody laughs, this is the guy who was a CEO, who was a director in so many companies, and now kidhar ghum raha hai, kya kar raha hai? Then I say, my dear friend, my year with life is over. I have proved everything. Name, fame, money, I am at the peak of the glory. You cannot reach even 1% of that. So if you are trying to prove something, please do it. I'll be very happy to see you. But without that, if you say, "Arey, ye pagal aadmi buddha ho gaya, kya kar raha hai," this and that, all these things, just kindly develop the sensibility to ignore. Just give God has given us, the ability to shrug soldier. Just shrugging soldier is the best way of laughing at all these things. Never feel depressed, and you try to relate it to that. Yes, my expectation from this man was misplaced. My expectation from my children are misplaced. My expectation from my daughter-in-law is misplaced. My expectation many times from my colleagues, ex-colleagues, is misplaced. Okay, but how does it matter to me? It hardly matters to me. I have lived a good life. I have proved my point. Let me enjoy, ha ha ha. Okay, let me enjoy, ha ha ha. Yes, so that is another point. And to come out of the depression, I'll tell all of you, please have sense of humor. That is another point. If you have a strong sense of humor, believe me, you will find all negativities in you will go out. And while having sense of humor, don't try to find out the fault lines of others and try to laugh at that. That is not fair. And in the old age, everybody will expect divine practices from us. So never try to laugh at somebody for his fault line, because we ourselves, we have so many fault lines. So many fault lines. I am a bald-headed person. I know at least 20 stories on being bald-headed. Okay, and whenever somebody tickles me very much, I try to tell them that, you see, God created very few perfect heads. God created very few perfect heads, and on the rest He put hairs. Right? So you should be very proud of your perfect head. Yeah, right. So like this, there can be my, many times I suppose I am a bit forgetful. Forgetfulness, there are about 10 stories. You know how with my wife I was coming in Allahabad station, and then I found that I need a newspaper, so I got down. Those days there was no mobile, and there was no water bottle also. You have to fetch water from the tap in the station. All of you are familiar with that. So the moment I got down to the station, I saw a Wheeler bookstall, very famous. So I went to pick up the newspaper, and the headline was very captivating. I was going through it. I forgot about my wife. I forgot about that my wife is in the train. The train left. Train blew the whistle and left, and I was reading newspaper. Okay. Then after some time, it dawned on me that my wife is in the train. What to do? There is no mobile. There is nothing. How to reach her out? Nothing. And she was crying. Poor girl. She was crying. She ran from the front coach to the last coach to see whether I have got up in some other coach. And that was not there. So then she consulted some people. They said that you cannot do anything. Only thing is, pack up your goods, things, luggage, and get down in the next stop, which is 45 minutes after that will come. Okay. And then you will be in a position to talk to him, possibly through the station phone or something, nothing can be done here. Just you see the importance of mobile phone now, how lucky the present generation is. Yeah. So I got down in the station, and then he went to the station master who was retiring also in another 3 days. He was so angry with me that you are the most useless fellow born under the sun, that you have got married and you have left your wife in the train, and for you newspaper is more important than your wife. Useless fellow. He cursed me, but he tried to help me like a father. He told me that I am sending message to the next station master, who will announce that this lady should be brought to him. And then he see that is what he did. And he just found out one taxi fellow from the nearby station. Here he sent some pulley, and then he said that you take this taxi and you go there. Then he came and whispered in my ear, I will never forget in my life. He said that the moment you reach there, without batting of the eyelid, please fall at the feet of your wife, begging her forgiveness. No question asked. I will not utter a single word. Will you do this? Then I said, yes, I will. And I did that, and luckily wife forgave me. Which can liven up the audience and the crowd. You don't have to find fault to it, Mr. XYZ, to create laughter, which is the general tendency of most of us. हाँ, वो शुक्ला जी के बीवी कैसा कर दिया, अरे सक्सेना जी का बीवी ऐसा कर दिया. ये जो this routine has to stop. It must be stopped by all of you from today. Find out your own idiosyncrasies and laugh at them. Sense of humor. It takes out all negativities. That is why they say laughing club, and then if you do not find anybody to laugh with, at least at home, laugh alone. Nobody can stop you from doing that. Okay. So these are the 3-4 things, I told you that your loneliness, how to come out of the loneliness, because nobody is coming to you. You are not going to anybody. Everybody thinks, अरे बुढ़ा आदमी imbecile होगा, उसका screw ढीला हो गया होगा, कुछ ना कुछ. So how do you tackle loneliness? Please write about your life, the interesting things about life. Okay, please keep writing, and then you'll find, okay, if you are, whether you sing well or not, I do not know, but now there is so much opportunity. You can sing and record in the YouTube, as many recordings you can do. Who bothers about it? It is free. Sing, deliver lectures, then you do. And this is the way you can come out of the loneliness. You can have company of the pets and dogs, this and that, you can do that. You can pick up new relationship. I am not saying that you develop an extramarital relationship. You can do that. You can do that if you are very confident. You can do that because you have nothing to lose. Okay, you are at at this time of our age, it is almost like the slog hours in cricket. You can hit any ball. You must have seen that movie Chini Kam, where Amitabh Bachchan at the age of 60 or 70 fell in love with a 16-year-old girl and all that. You may laugh at that, but he did it. So he did it. So in case you are very chivalrous, adventurous, you can still do it. There is you should not bother about consequence, because your life is very short. You are living for only 5-10 more years, and maybe this relationship will lengthen your life. It will lengthen your life. Okay, by another 5-6 years, you never know. So experiment with your life in whatever that makes you happy. Your happiness is not being questioned by anybody. You are not under obligation to explain your happiness to anybody. Yeah, so you can pursue it. Yes. Then these are the important points I thought I will talk to you. And some of the things I have jotted down for you from my book. I'm just reading it out. In case you want, you can write down some of the points. Look at the bright side of life and have a good sense of humor. I have discussed with you. Everything has two perspectives. Please remember, many times we get obsessed by one perspective. Always look at the other perspective, which may be very bright. So, the brighter side perspective, and then have a sense of humor. Then value relationship and learn from everyone. Every relationship will teach you a lesson. even a sweeper in the house is going to teach you a lesson. Try to be having a begging bowl, and within that begging bowl, what are you learning from him, learning from her? That is very important, right? Then sing and dance. Yeah, sing and dance. I was earlier not dancing. During this COVID time, I have learned how to dance from my grandson. So he started teaching me how to do kung fu, this, that, and all that. And I found that the best way of doing exercise being at home, because I was not allowed to go out, none of us. Now slowly they have opened up. Yeah. Sing and dance, then believe in yourself and ride your self-confidence. Nobody should take away self-confidence, whatever your age. As I say, mind is a different game, ball game. Your body cannot influence your mind. Rather, your mind always influences the body. I have told you, body is slave of the subconscious, not the other way. Yeah. Never allow to happen it the other way. No. Then you can, your life at any age, you can recreate your life at any age. I have given the example of Colonel Sanders. Keep mind active and in company of energy boosters. Yeah. Always try to be in the company of energy boosters, not be in the company of energy busters, which is very important. Energy busters are parasites. They will suck your energy. But be in the company of young energy boosters. I feel so much energetic being in company of my youngster students. They give so many new energies, so many new subjects to learn. And then I find that I'm becoming young and I'm getting a lot of youthful energy from them. So that is why always be in the company of energy boosters, not energy busters. Yeah. Then, have faith in Almighty that all of you have. Yeah, many times you have excess faith also, but that is how it is. Yeah, don't discuss your sickness or old age with anybody. The moment you discuss, you will be pitied. Your self-esteem, yeah, very important point, sir. Your self-esteem comes down to the rock bottom when you are pitied by everybody. Pitied by everybody, by anybody. So don't allow anybody, tell them, don't dare to pity me. It is my life. I'll lead it the way I want. Okay. Either you be part of it or get lost. I don't care. That is what, will keep your self-esteem very high. Never allow that to go down. Never allow yourself to pity. So don't discuss your disease. Don't discuss your problem with anybody. Try to cope with it yourself. And I'm very sure all of us are competent enough to cope with that. Okay, then, then creative visualization, self-healing. Yeah, this needs some exercises. Maybe sometime if Sengupta sir conducts a workshop, then I will teach you how to do creative visualization and self-healing through self-hypnosis. Okay, so that is the another side of NLP will do sometime. Then, how to reprogram with new behavior. Like the organizations, when I talk to the organizations where I've worked as their top men, they ask me to discuss, they ask me to give lectures. That time, we talk about it, that how the new technology like new behavior pattern. The behavior is totally changed. Earlier it was man-to-man behavior. Now it is man-to-machine behavior and machine-to-man behavior, because almost 70% in the organization will be machines. And another 30% will be men. So you cannot say that I'll be successful with man-to-man equation. No, it has to be man-to-machine equation and the reverse. Yeah. Then comes, reprogram your mind to create new reality. So on the whole, what I have discussed with you, sir, is that NLP teaches you how to create your own reality. This is the most important finding of NLP. That is why it is so famous. It is so popular, because it teaches you how to create a new reality for yourself. In the organization, you used it to create new reality for the organization. Same way, you can create a new reality for yourself. Okay, and in old age, what will be the realities that you know very well? You write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these realities you practice. If never earlier you are hugging your daughter-in-law, never earlier you are, doing something for your daughter-in-law, for your son, Please do it now. That is the new reality that is demanded now. The mother-in-law who is to punish the daughter-in-law now has to hug and say, I love you. You are much better than my daughter. I love you so much. Okay, this is the new reality, and your subconscious should be programmed that my daughter-in-law is my friend now. She is not enemy as it was earlier. Okay, so now she is my friend. She should be my best friend. And once you program your subconscious with that, it will automatically dictate your body to pick up such habits, and this will happen. Okay, so then finally, learn to move on in your life. Every day, my dear friends, you must be having it more or less, I do not know. During these COVID times, I have lost two brother-in-law. One of them was a colonel, then two uncles, one friend. I have lost them. Every day you get this news. Somebody you have lost, somebody you have lost. Okay. And still, how you should have the mental ability to move on in your life. That is very important. That is also possible through this, programming of the subconscious. And sometime we will do creative visualization techniques. Then you will see moving on in life is very easy. Just shrug your shoulder and move on. How does it matter? If, my father used to be so much worried when my sister will come late because the timing for her to return was 5 o'clock. My old father will go walking from home to the gate once, twice, 5, 10 times. Why she is not coming? Why she is not coming? Then after a stage, I shouted. I said, Papa, what will happen? At best, she will meet with an accident, she will die. The other one is she will possibly run away with somebody because those days telephones are not there. Na? So that was the problem. Otherwise, she will tell, this is the problem I am stuck up with, so don't worry. Like today, it was not there. So my old father was so much worried. I said, you are going to live for at best 10 years, though he lived for 11 years, 1 year more. I said 10. So I said, you live for another 5, 10 years. Why bother if she is running away with somebody? At least we should be happy that she has spared me as brother for not spending any money in the marriage and giving any dowry or anything. So just laugh at it. Laugh at it. And believe me, when we will be laughing at like this, then my sister will smilingly open the gate and I will say, देखो, तुम्हारे लिए मेरा आज कितना लॉस हो गया. ना क्या हुआ दादा? ना मेरा आज 15 लाख रुपया लॉस हो गया. I thought I will save it that you are running away with somebody, but you didn't do that. So friends, please laugh and move on. Please laugh and move on. That you have to do, and I am sure you will do it. So thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to talk. And now I'll entertain I'll have some questions, please. Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Lovely session, sir.
I
Thank you
am
so much.
very excellent session,
Excellent.
and it's spellbound. We are dumb when listening your.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
One thing,
Very
it
inspiring
has some
and impressive.
question that this programming of subconscious mind, is it same thing
Sorry?
happening with the blind man? Because in the home, blind man is Subhaksham. He knows where is my bathroom door, where is my toothbrush. If he
Yes.
Oh,
This is a very good
That
point
is-
you have asked. This is a very good point. Forgetfulness. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is happening. It is happening slowly to me also. I now mostly forget the most dreaded thing, not remembering the birthday of your wife. Okay. Then you can imagine what will happen at home. All hell will break loose. So you can afford to forget the bathroom, but I very surprising. Some of my school days girlfriends, their birthday I remember. Many times wife's birthday I will forget.
Oh,
Then I will try to find out. I try to find out why is it happening. Okay. So sir, the best way, psychologically, there is a matrix theory in psychology. So best way to remember the points, not only birthday but any point, is to relate it to some oddity. Relate it to some oddity, because our subconscious has a tendency clutch on negativities. Okay, and that is why suppose you want to remember something, you relate it to some oddity. That is how in my manufacturing last company which I had,
Related to some.
there all the workers' names I used to remember. Then they will ask, "How sir you remember my name?" I'll remember their name and I'll ask, "How is your wife? Last time she was sick." Okay, then young person, when are you having the first child? Suppose I ask, "Sir, आपका नाम कैसे याद रखें?" Okay, then that time I will say, देखो तुम्हारा नाम ये है, मैं इसको घुमा के एक नेगेटिव चीज के साथ लगा दिया. I learned it actually from my boss, who said, "Do you know how I remember your name, Keshav?" I said, "No." He said, "I remembered because at the end of your name, this word sub is there. Sub means dead body." Okay. So he says that the moment I related it, I have never forgotten your name. I never forgotten your name. So try to put some negative thing into you as a suffix or prefix, the thing you want to remember. Then it is very difficult. Do a lot of exercises, remembering exercises and all that. That of course I did. It did not work with me. Maybe it will work with you. It has worked with some of my other old friends. These are the things, and try to be as much active as possible. Do a lot of exercises, then you'll find that your memory glands. Because my son, who is a doctor, and my daughter-in-law, who is a doctor, they say there is no medicine. There is no medicine. So forgetfulness, yes, sometimes it helps also. Like I gave you the example of my forgetfulness that happened very early, immediately after marriage. It would not have happened, but it happened. So let us laugh at it, let us enjoy many times, because hardly it matters, because at this stage, what harm will happen? Many times if you come to the, go to the office without your banyan or without something, then you there suddenly remember,
Vicky,
"आज तो
don't
banyan
stand
नहीं
on that.
पहना,
You will fall.
आज banyan नहीं पहना, क्या हो गया? कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Okay, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Yeah. So yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. That many times we plan a lot in the day, but the action doesn't take place. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please ask.
how to improve that? Because you are not able to focus.
Sorry.
You are trying to focus on a particular thing, and you want to get it done on the same day. But instead of that, we focus on look somewhere else, and we start doing that. We are not able to have that control. Like before we were tamed. And we are. I don't know how to do it. Mind programming or planning of the day. Routines.
That is the sleep concentration that improves. It has happened with me. This was happening to me also. But can you do it? No. If early in the morning you look at one particular bulb, possibly, or maybe a sort of flame,
Audio lost, sir.
Dr. Nandi, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Sir, in case if I may.
Sushilji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you now.
Now we can. Yes, now we
Okay,
can.
there was some disconnection. No, I was just thinking that possibly the 1 hour slot is over. So yes. So for mindfulness, the only thing that helps I have seen in people, including me, is doing a lot of meditation for some time. Then you will find that yes, you will be mindful. We have to go with a psychosomatic approach. Then some people, they say if you take Brahmi juice, then it helps. in memory, it helps in concentration. You can try that. I have not tried so far, but people, they say they have benefited. So yes.
Any other question?
Sir, in case if we need to talk to you, is it possible to speak to you later?
Sorry,
In case if I want to,
my email ID is with Sengupta sir, and anyone who wants to raise a question, you can kindly be in touch with me. My phone number is also with sir. So you are most welcome, because I am also a senior citizen. So I can, you are all like my brothers and sisters. So please feel free. Please feel free.
Before any space is left, thank you so much, sir. But we would like you to give us at least 3 sessions, because today you have given us an introduction, then it will be some exercise and a mind programming techniques. And third is the
Yeah,
examination.
yeah.
You should give us a test that
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
able to
absolutely.
understand and satisfy. We are very grateful
Yeah.
to Dr. Sengupta and to you and all the people. I hope have enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you
I-
so much, sir. Thank you so
Yes,
much. Thanks all of you.
Thank you.
I agree
Very
with
enjoyable.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I
Thank you,
also
sir.
enjoyed your
Thank
company so
you.
much.
Thank you,
I also enjoyed your company so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
very
Thank
much,
you
sir.
so much.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Nandi. It's very
Doctor.
interesting.
Thank you.
It's very
Thank you very much. Thank you.